So welcome to episode 78 of Jez and Friends. Today's special guest is Elly, who is my coach and also from Melbourne Uni Apps Club. So how's it going, Elly?
It's good. It's very exciting to be on a podcast. Never been on a podcast before.
Really?
So, yeah.
First time. So yeah, it should be fun. And we've had Greg on, so Elly's partner,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
you know he's revealed some stuff about the 90s, which I was very fond about. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll reveal a bit more as well. So.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I guess we always start with like the running journey, and your running journey is amazing. I spoke to you about this a few months ago, but do you want to tell us about your running journey and how it began?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess I've always been into running a little bit. Like I did it in primary school and high school, but just sort of, throughout the season. Never training properly, never training with a club or whatever. Just kind of did it when the school aths came up and loved it. And then when I finished school, I sort of didn't realise that you could train with a club, and that was a thing that existed. So I stopped running for quite a while. Maybe just going for the odd jog to kind of keep fit, but nothing serious. And then in maybe 2018 or 2019, a friend introduced me to parkrun, and I went along to parkrun, and it was just like so much fun, and I was so excited that this whole thing existed, and it just felt exactly the same as school cross country, and it was really cool. And then from that started to get back into running, and then a friend said, let's join an athletics club, and then we started running with Melbourne Uni Athletics Club, and he very quickly dropped out after a couple of sessions. But I just completely fell in love with it, and trained with the development squad, which is where you're training at the moment, for a year, and then started training with Tony Brain in one of the other distance squads with the club, and now I'm just like fully in love and committed to running.
And with that, obviously we had the track season previously, and you medalled at States. Was that for the 5K? Yeah, that was very exciting, Elly. And during like track season, because I love my track, what would like a typical training week look like for you in prep for like a major event, I guess?
Typical training week would be 6 days of running. So Monday, just easy jog. Tuesday, session. Wednesday, rest. Thursday, session. Friday, easy. Saturday, easy. Sunday, long run. And I guess those sessions would be, one of them would be on the track, and would be something, I guess, pretty fast, depending if we're tuning up for the 5K or the 1500. And then generally the other session is something in Princess Park, a little bit longer, but still pretty high intensity.
And how important is strength? Because I know you and the other coaches love to do a strength session after track or, the longer workouts. And some people, leave early, but we always stay and, reap the rewards.
Yeah, I think I should also say, that was just the running. I also did at least one like hard strength day, and then little kind of bits of strength throughout the week. But I think strength is absolutely hugely important. I think when you've been running for long enough, you will undoubtedly have an injury at some point, and the remedy from the physio is always going to be some sort of strength and exercise to work on that. So I think if that's already part of your routine, then you're going to be building the strength to prevent those injuries, and just give you the strength that you need in order to do the running that you want to do.
Yeah, sounds good. And it's always like with our middle distance running, the last kick, and that's where the strength comes in, doesn't
100%.
it? Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're doing faster stuff, like you need to be strong too, right? It's not just about the endurance side, it's the speed and strength side too.
100%. And obviously congrats to you and your partner Greg. I'm expecting your first child, so no worries. How's like the pregnancy gone, like in terms of running, because that adjusts, like of course. So
so it's had a huge impact on running, obviously. So I'm 22 weeks now, which is just over halfway, and basically since I found out I was pregnant, it was sort of a slow kind of decrease in the training load. Like for a while I was able to do quite a bit, just maybe lessening the intensity somewhat. But sorry.
That's right.
That's right. But also in the first trimester, I was lucky I didn't get any morning sickness, but I did get really hectic fatigue. And so it just meant that consistency became really difficult. And now I've just sort of moved on to...
yeah, we are.
Sorry, it's my bad, sorry.
No, that's all right, yeah.
And now I've just started... It's more just about doing whatever I can do. So like going for a jog, going for a swim, having a rest if I need to, just kind of staying active, but not training anymore.
And
for now,
yeah,
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Yeah, and when you are back, are your goals to like focus on middle distance still, or move up distances, or like where does that
look?
Sit?
Like one day I want to do a marathon. Like I'd really like to get into it. We all do. But I also think I still have so much more to do on the track and on the 1500 and the 5K especially. In 2021, I went to nationals for the 15 and didn't make the finals, and so it's still like a big goal of mine to make the finals for the 1500 at nationals. So I definitely want to do that. So yeah, I think post-pregnancy, I think I still want to do some fast stuff, but the marathon is also a long time.
Yeah, the marathon seems interesting. And with the marathon, where would you do it? Melbourne for the first one?
I think Melbourne
has to be
for the
Melbourne.
first one,
Yep.
and then I've got a dream to do the Berlin Marathon.
That's where you and Greg met. Was that
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's
it would
awesome.
be cool to
Yeah.
go back. Yeah.
Sounds good. And this one's pretty funny. So, favourite and most dreaded workout, Elly?
Ooh, favorite and most dreaded workout, as in like two different ones.
Yeah, two different ones.
Look, I think my favorite workout is K reps on the track. Like I actually just love that it's feel like you can get into a really nice rhythm. If you've got a bit of a train going, it's really good to like use the group. And I always think you do one lap and then there's only one lap until there's half a lap to go. If that makes sense, because it's 2.5 laps.
I understand that, yeah.
And I just have that in my head and it just works. So I just love K reps. And then most dreaded workout is definitely Optus Oval mile reps. Have you done those ones?
I think, yeah, you've prescribed a few of them.
They're always hard.
Pretty tough.
You know, it's like 5-6 minutes of effort, but for some reason, because it's a mile, you do them pretty fast.
Yeah, always the first one is where we go too hard.
Yeah. I think it's easy to do that one too hard and be completely cooked by the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the longer workouts. I love my 400s, Ellys.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. No, that's all right. And outside of your running, you also coach, as we spoke about. I think I had it here, but how do you, I guess, cater for the needs of a rec runner as well as someone like, you know, myself and Jack and all my mates, you know, who want to like run at states and nationals and all that?
It's a good question, and it's quite a difficult thing to do. And definitely something that I've been coaching with the development squad for maybe a year now, I can't remember, and definitely something that I've gotten better at. I think we've we share the coaching, me, Dan and Maddie, and also Cassie now. And I think the key is actually just really knowing the athlete and having an understanding of who's in the group, so you know that what you're giving each person is appropriate for them. And the other side of that is just having workouts available that are really adaptable, so that, you know, if you're doing Optus Oval mile reps, you know, you've also got the kind of shorter you can do, and you've got something that is adaptable for everyone. But I think it's about getting a sense of the athletes in the group, and sort of knowing who's turning up and what they're about.
I wanted to talk about like your admin role in, you know, helping with,
special events, cross country season, the meets at the Clyde and all that. And we've got that special culture going with the distance squads we have. And I guess talk us through your role in helping develop that culture in some ways.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm on the club committee, and also this season I am co-winter manager with Elly and I think, something that's really special about our club is that culture is, especially within the distance, that culture of community and of, just being a really social thing as well as a competitive thing is deeply ingrained. It's something that existed far, the club's been around for 125 years or something.
Way before we were born.
And that culture has existed for a really long time. And I think we lost it a little bit over COVID just because of the nature of
no events or anything.
And
no running.
I think part of what I want to do as winter manager this year, other than just the admin and organising stuff, just encourage everyone to find that again and to come along and to help out and to realise that every event it only happens because a whole bunch of people put in a whole lot of time and effort of volunteering their time and effort to make it happen. And the more that we kind of share that labour, the more fun it is and the easier it is as well.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Ekiden in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, and wine and pizza afterwards.
Maybe not.
Maybe another wine for you, sorry. The pizza.
Yeah, the pizza, yeah. So is that got a team bus going? Or?
We got a team bus. We can't have wine and not have a bus.
Oh, we love that. Yeah. It's going to be amazing. Love that, Elly. Away from running, what are some of your other hobbies we don't know about?
Look, I'm going to be honest, and running's my main hobby. But I also really like, just hanging out with friends. Just
that's right.
Cool, going for a walk down. I live near the Merry Creek.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I've run along there.
I do a little bit of swimming sometimes, a bit of yoga, a bit of Pilates, but running's my main.
Fair enough. And we spoke to Greg about this, the Spotlight segment. So he loves his sports. I know you love your sports too. So what sports are you into and what teams you follow, Elly?
The number one sport I'm into is cycling. I love watching cycling. I just finished watching the Giro d'Italia.
The Aussie one, right?
Yeah. Which is awesome, very exciting. Totally pumped that the Tour is coming up, Tour de France. Last year, Greg and I took a week off work and went on holiday so that we could watch all 6 hours of every stage every day. So, cycling, full into it. I used to not be that into it and just thought it was like a bunch of guys riding a bike.
Yeah.
It's that's not really interesting. And then Greg got me into it and kind of explained all the tactics and
for first cyclist and I've got no idea what I'm talking about. So.
Just things like the peloton and how it's faster to ride as a group, and then there's the breakaway and anyway, there's all of this interesting stuff, and I love it. That's
great. And you cycle as well on the side, right? Every now and then.
I do.
So
more
good.
Just to get to work commuting, but occasionally I'll go for a ride.
Yeah, speaking of work, we love talking about careers. What's your career?
So I work at Melbourne Uni. I am the research coordinator for the Australian Centre, which is a research unit in the Faculty of Arts. And it's an interdisciplinary research centre, but our focus is on, I guess, Australian culture and history, but with a more critical settler colonial focus. So kind of questioning, what is Australia? Who is Australia for, when you take into account the fact that we're on sovereign Indigenous lands that have been home to, hundreds of different nations for tens of thousands of years.
Yeah, that's right. And right now we're on, is it Wurundjeri land?
Yeah.
That's great.
That's
right. And this one you're struggling with it. Hopefully you got a few now. But we're talking music. So what genre and artists do you listen to, Elly?
I would say I listen to a wide variety of music. At the moment, I think my favourite band would have to be Einstürzende Neubauten, which is a they're like a German industrial kind of band that was around in like the 80s and the 90s and stuff, and just did really like crazy kind of loud, shouty kind of stuff, but then have had this really long career. Like they're still around making music, and it sort of got more poppy in a way, I guess, but it's just super interesting and percussive, and yeah, I love it.
And is that in German or English?
Well, they sing in German and sometimes in English and sometimes in other languages, but it's good because I can pretend I'm practicing my German when I listen and sing the wrong lyrics in made-up German.
Oh, we love that. And obviously you've been to Germany before. Do you want to describe Berlin? Because I'd love to go there to, do the marathon there as well. Yeah. And how'd you meet Greg? Yeah, what's your side of it?
Well, so I was in Berlin on exchange, and I actually did know Greg. I'd met him a couple of times before, but then I guess we started hanging out a bit more in Berlin, and then he was living there, and I was just there for 6 months, and then at the end we were like, oh my god, goodbye. But then Greg came back for a holiday 3 months later and never went back to Berlin. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Now funny stories. I know you might want to stitch Greg up here, but any funny stories you want to share? Go ahead.
Look, I do have a funny story. It's not about Greg. I think this story is hilarious.
Yeah, go for it.
It might not translate to other people, but whatever, I'll share it. Like, it's the kind of story that sometimes I think about by myself and I've talked it up. It definitely won't be funny. But I was living in Fitzroy, and I used to work at IMAX, and so it was a very close.
Oh right, yeah.
Across.
I've been there.
And I was running late for work, and I was like, oh, I've got to go, and went to leave the house, and it was pouring down with rain.
Oh, yep.
Oh no, how am I going to get to work? I'm going to get completely drenched. And then I saw leaning against the front door, or like next to the front door, was an umbrella that had been there for ages, and I was like, fantastic, I didn't even know we owned an umbrella, and here is an umbrella just ready for me to go. So I picked up the umbrella, walked all the way to work, like passing heaps and heaps of people, because you know where IMAX is at the museum, and there's always like
lots of people walking past.
So I walked like the 10 minutes or whatever to work, and then when I got there, I like went to take my umbrella down, and I realised it was just covered in like 20 snails. Because the umbrella had been outside just for God knows how long, and I just laughed, thinking like, to all these people that I walked past, I just would have been like this weird crazy snail lady just carrying like 20 snails on this umbrella. And so then I just like, I didn't know what to do, so I just left the umbrella.
Oh, you ditched it.
And was like, be free, little snails.
Oh, no.
After carrying them on a journey. Yeah.
Must have been an incredible sight, Elly. So was it like each end there was like a snail?
It was like, so when I opened it, like on the outside of the umbrella,
on the
there
very
was
top.
like on the top was like 20 snails. So I was like carrying all these snails for a ride on the umbrella. Like not on the stick, on like the top of it. So I couldn't really see when I had it on, when I had it up, because it was on the other side. But then when I finished,
I mean, I laugh, so I'm sure the audience will laugh. So, great story.
Yeah.
Next one's a bit more academic. I love my books and movies. So, any recommendations for one or the other?
Books or movies?
Or both, possibly. Yeah. Any recommendations for one or the other?
Books or movies?
Or both, possibly. Yeah.
I had one before and then I just forgot.
That's right. Classics.
Just give me 1 second.
No stress.
I was going to say Harry Potter, but everyone's read that. That's not a very good recommendation.
Oh, you can pick one out of
one out of all of them.
The books or the movies? Like
definitely the books.
Books, yeah.
The movies only exist because
Of the books.
Of the books. And you only watch... Yeah, they're only good because they make you think of the books. But yeah, I know it's embarrassing to say, but Harry Potter is still my favourite.
That's
favourite
right.
series.
It's one of my favourites. So.
And I think the third one, Prisoner of Azkaban, with Sirius Black. Hard to go past.
Yeah, that's when like the series starts getting a bit darker.
Yeah, exactly. It grows up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's good because I was sort of the same age as Harry when the books were coming
Oh,
out,
right,
so
yeah.
It was like, you really felt like you were at Hogwarts when you were reading them.
Yeah, I wanted to quickly touch on that. So, like, I guess when the movies started coming out, you were like, what, in your teenage years or like the first one?
Because the movies were a little bit after the books, weren't they? So
Yeah.
it must have been in, teenage years. So still in school and stuff, I guess. But yeah, still felt very relevant.
Yeah, but you guys like went to the cinemas to watch it, right? And
Yeah,
like
yeah,
us.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
like this like old vintage movie, Harry Potter.
Yeah, because we never got to like experience it like firsthand,
Yeah.
like because you're fully immersed when you're at the cinemas, so it's different.
And for a film like that, where it's all about the visual world that they've created, it's awesome to go see in the cinema. It's not as good just on your own.
Yeah. I'll have to watch a few back now since we mentioned it.
Yeah,
like you gotta have to.
totally.
Yeah. That's great. Quick hands now. So 5 quick questions. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
100% yes.
100%?
Even if the pizza doesn't usually come with pineapple, I will ask for pineapple on the pizza because it's always yes.
I think Greg said the same thing. So.
It's a shared interest of ours.
That's good. At school, were you an English or maths person?
English.
English?
Yeah.
Who's your favourite celebrity?
Ooh, favourite celebrity. Let's go with Jai Hindley because he just won the Giro.
Where's your favourite place to visit in the world? That's pretty obvious.
We'll say Berlin. I
Berlin.
don't know. I've been to other cool places, but.
Do you want to list a few?
Yes, Thailand.
Oh, I'd love to go there.
We went to Bangkok. It was so exciting, so awesome, and just the food in Thailand is like next level. Especially in Bangkok, there's all of these like markets and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Where you just go to the most unassuming kind of stall and you pay like very little money and you just get the best
Tastes
bowl
beautiful.
of noodles you've ever had in your life.
That's amazing. And with Thailand, because I go for Leicester, did you go there recently once they won the Premier League in 2016, or was it a bit before then?
We went there in 2017.
Oh, right.
But I know
Nothing about it,
soccer,
yeah.
So
Fair
I'm
enough.
assuming you're talking about soccer.
Yeah, soccer, yeah. Well, you know all about it, Elly. It's good. Because like at the airports, they've got like all the merch selling there. Yeah, it's pretty massive because the owners are from there. So
oh, wow, there
yeah.
you go.
Great. It's not quick answer because of me. Lastly, what's your most used app on your phone?
Ooh, most used app on my phone is Strava.
Strava.
Definitely Strava. I love Strava.
Yeah, I used to love it so much. Like, every time someone gave kudos, like the notification would pop up and you'd have to click on it. So now I've disabled my notifications on it.
And I think Strava can be really fun and it can be a great training tool, and it can also be really bad.
The opposite, yeah.
You're always comparing yourself to other people, and you're always like, it times you when you're doing it. Gives you a pace for an easy job, which like 99% of the time is completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
But it's also fun. I love when people post photos of the lovely runs they do.
Oh, true. Yeah. It's always like the ones in the rain as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we get our what's it called? Get our badges of honor, running in the rain, in heavy rain. And we've like done a few sessions in like the fun there as well, so just shows that like footy.
Some kids wouldn't go to footy for training, but running's a different story. You go no matter what the weather is.
Yeah, totally, 100%. That's what
great.
cross country is all about.
Exactly right. Yeah.
It's more fun with the mud.
Yeah. Oh, the other day, Elly, the Dibs cross country.
Oh yeah.
I was wearing flats and the
Oh,
mud
no.
was like incredibly tough to run across.
Yeah.
That's great.
Did you slip over? You did well, actually.
Yeah, luckily I didn't
Second.
second. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Regionals in a week, so.
That's awesome. Good on you, Jerry.
Yeah, I remember my goal when I first met you guys was to make states, and this is a stepping stone. So top 12 in states,
And
very.
You have been training so consistently over the past year or so, been really exciting to watch your progress and watch those times come down. And I think you've got a lot
more to give.
Well.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been fun. And I honestly can't believe it's been like a year.
Yeah.
Like at Melbourne Uni, like for you, time flies. All of us, just like, and to see like the coaches, you know, everyone just like get better at running as well, and you know, have fun at the club. So that's great. This one's always, you know, interesting. So, what's the best piece of advice someone has ever given you, Elly?
Oh, the best piece of advice someone's ever given me, running related.
Could
or
be
just life related.
Related.
Let's go running related.
Go running.
I think the best piece of advice. Actually, I'll tell you what the best piece of advice I've been given. It was listening to another podcast, not to mention different podcasts.
I mean, you can, but that's right. Inside Running.
What's Zach's podcast?
Better with Running.
Better with
Running.
That's
right.
And he was interviewing an athlete called Sophie Fit, who has also. She's just had a kid.
I listened to that podcast, I think,
a
couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Actually, Jack Meloise, who you've had on the podcast as well, he recommended it to me. And it was awesome. Like, Sophie had this just fantastic insight into what it's like to be pregnant while you're training and also coming back from training after giving birth. And one of her pieces of advice was just to remember, and I think this is applicable to everyone in running, like to remember that you've got time and to not to get caught up in the in this kind of imagined idea that you've got to get back as soon as you can and you can't wait and and just, you know, you've got time, you've got to give your body like the time that it needs. There's no point in rushing it, and I think that was really good advice. I think that's for everyone, like returning from injury, you sort of get this like anxiety that you've got to do it as quick as you can, and that often can have the reverse effect.
For repercussions,
you go back too soon and then it exacerbates the injury. So yeah, you've got time. That's the advice.
I read this book a few weeks ago about Kobe Bryant, his life, and he was always an overtrainer. So towards the end of his career, he started getting like the ruptured Achilles and all that because he was doing workouts at 3 a.m. and all that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so he was like the complete opposite. But yeah, it just shows that I guess the lesson for me is to treat your body how you treat like your best friend or something.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, that's a really good way of thinking of it. And because it's easy to, because it's yourself, to kind of
go so hard.
And it's like, that's another thing I'll do is, if I'm not sure if I should do the run or not do the run, I'll say, what advice would I give one of my friends at this?
One of your athletes?
Yeah, or an athlete. And the answer is always, be conservative. You know, have a rest when you need it. You've got time.
You've got time.
You've got time.
Nice. And what's next for you in 2022 and beyond? What are your top 3 goals?
Top 3 goals. Well, there's one big goal. That's have a healthy, beautiful baby in October. And then, just embrace what I assume is going to be an absolutely wild ride with very little sleep, lots of nappies. So we'll just put those 3 goals into that one goal, I reckon, that's kind of all-consuming.
No, it's going to be great. Very excited for you both. Should be incredible. Got to get the Melbourne Uni. I'll get the Jez and Friends merch to you. Got make like a little baby one.
I've got a Jez and Friends top. I meant to wear it today, but I forgot.
I forgot mine as well. That's alright. We both forgot. Elly, I'm extremely grateful for the chat, and obviously wish you all the best for your pregnancy and your running journey as well. And we'll obviously see each other. I'm probably not running Cruden Farm, but I'll see you near Ekiden.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah, thanks so much. It's been fun to be on a podcast. I'm sorry for all the answers that I forgot, but
you did incredibly really well.
And also, just thanks for being part of the club and for being such a great runner, a great trainer, but also just a really great personality to have around. I think you contribute a lot to the culture, and I look forward to you being at the club forever. Don't leave.
No, I'm always loyal. No.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Elly.
No worries.